Good day everyone, especially to our instructor, Sir Mark Anthony Dalumpines. Good day, sir. So today, we are going to discuss about the chapter that is all about personal administration. I am Rochelle Gay F. Pineda and together with JECAH MELENDREZ. So first, let us define what is personal administration. So personal administration is any form of activity related to the management or use of employees to achieve a certain goals. If personal administration exists in a company, then it is certain to achieve the company's predetermined goals. So basically, personal administration is considered as the most important field of administration. Why? It is because all of the activities in the organization are initiated, determined, and implemented by the people who make up the organization. When problem comes up in the institution, they are solved by the people. Managerial and administrative skills could only be exercised through personal administration. So see, that is how important personal administration is in the field of public administration. So the real question is, what kind of personal administration then should the government have? As for the nature and scope of personal administration, personal administration could be viewed as the totality of concern with human resource of an organization. This concern consists the art of selecting new employees and of utilizing the earlier employed to gain maximum of quality and quantity in output and service from their working place. To add more on that information, administration is a cooperative group behavior. It refers to those patterns of behavior that do not depend upon either specific goals toward which they are cooperating or the specific technological methods used to reach these goals. Other authors also called administration as a cooperative group effort in a public or private settings. According to Herbert A. Simon, Donald W. Smith Burge, and Victor A. Thompson explain the personal practices in this way. Personal administration deals principally with the recruitment of employees for organizations' positions, including promotions and transfers from one position to another, with the separation of employees from the organization by retirement, dismissal, or resignation, with the training of employees with their salaries and wages, and their health, safety, and welfare. As such, the personal specialist is concerned with a limited matter. They are concerned with matters that are of the greatest long-range importance to the organization. The next is, we will going to discuss about the evolution of personal specialized function. Throughout the history of any nation, there have been various approaches to personal administration in the government. Some of these are the follows. Number one, the merit system. The second, the spoils system. The third one, emergency employment. The fourth one, the veteran preference. And lastly, the equitable allocation of employment. So we will going to discuss it one by one. So first is the merit system. So what is actually merit system? Merit system is an approach to recruit, promote, and otherwise manage government personnel in accordance with the comparative merit or achievement. So the second one is the spoil system. Spoil system is also an approach that is to appoint and dismiss government personnel for partisan political is to provide. So the third one is the emergency employment. So emergency employment is an approach also to provide temporary jobs for those who otherwise would be unemployed due to some economic reasons. This approach, which is common in undeveloped countries, such as in the Philippines, is also found in the development countries. So the fourth one is the veteran preference. So the veteran preference is the preference in public employment may be given to services in the armed forces of the country. So lastly is the equitable allocation of employment. So this is to assure equitable allocations of public jobs, representation by geographic areas, social class, or ethical groups may be considered as factors in the employment in the government. So that is all about the evolution of personal specialized function. So, considering the elements of a well-balanced personal program, the question is career civil service system in the Philippines adequate or important? The 1987 Constitution of the Philippines responses upon the Civil Service Commission the singular responsibility of establishing and maintaining a career service and promoting moral, efficiency, and integrity in the civil service of the country. Thus, it is an indication that the government is not only concerned with the initial recruitment of the best qualified candidates but also with providing them the opportunities for continuing growth and development, as well as the creation of situation and incentives that will bring about their best performance. As such, the Civil Service Commission recognizes the role of individual employee in attaining an efficient, effective, and economical public administration for the government. He may not therefore be removed from the office unless for cause. Perhaps most important, he is given the right to be heard and defend hence himself. So, to answer the question, lately, civil service system in the Philippines is basically adequate. So the next is we will going to discuss about the settings of the personnel administration. Personnel administration is one of the organization's major linkage with its environment. According to Ogler's Chattal says, it implies in microcosm of the values, ethics, the philosophy of that environment, and it in turn influences the environment. It is important to emphasize that the individual needs to be integrated with the organizational goals or this above the elementary human needs. Moreover, these human needs should provide the primary link with the essence of organization. Moreover, Moreover, to meet the personal administration needs in the government, the Civil Service Commission was made a constitutional office by the framers of the 1973 Constitution of the Philippines. As such, it holds the main responsibility for the public personal administration in the country. In discussing the responsibility of personal administration in an institution settings, Chattal states that one of the activities that given promise of keeping government and effective as well as the potent force of modern society and administration, a public personnel and the motivation of all civil servants. The personal function itself calls continually for new talent and fresh personal function that calls continually for talent and fresh nation. To add more, personal administration is not only limited to maintaining an effective human resource in an organization. Without it, as the basic objective of the organization, it will be difficult to survive for a very long period of time. Hence, personal administration is the responsibility for everyone in the organization. It is expected, however, the top management will lead in its realization. So see, as what we've discussed, we can really identify how personal administrations can affect in an organization.
Political environment of personal administration. Government is both a social and a political institution. As a political institution, it evolves in a political environment, not only within its organizational structure, but also with its external environment. So it is expected, therefore, that its personal policies are greatly affected by political decisions. So, as Tal points out, administrative planning will founder without the support of personnel policies that induce high motivation. Personal administration, with all its concern as the productivity, benefits, and obligations, is also the focal point for issues relating to the nation's education system. So, the openness of the public service its insurance against insularity, and its identification with national goals, and therefore it is the raw text for measuring up to many of today's political realities. Then, the government's action towards discouraging for resignation of competent personnel became compelling when one considered the need to upgrade the quality of public service. So the authority must appreciate the fact that only the presence of idealistic and qualified officials and employees can hasten the attainment of the government's humanist goals. So if any salary increases are to be affected, the editorial suggests also that the criteria should be arrived at objectively and made applicable to all. So, personal administration and the civil service system. For the efficiency of administration, former President Ferdinand A. Marcos of the Republic of the Philippines said that the administrative machinery of the government must be restructured and realized to meet the challenge and development. So in accomplishing such tasks, personal administration should be given paramount consideration. For all the task of management, managing human resources is the central and most important task. So on this issue, Stephen Key Bailey asserts that it is in the public service that the future of mankind on this globe will be determined most directly. To the public servants will fall the responsibility of human survival, of social order, of providing the services and civilizations. So in the Philippines, the civil service embraces every branch, agency, as subdivision and instrumentality of the government, including government-owned or controlled corporation. So the Constitution of the Philippines mandates that the requirements and benefits of the civil service system should cover the administrative personnel of the entire governmental organization, both national and local, including the military establishment. So this means that the candidates must have the specified educational attainment, experience, and civil service eligibilities. Eligibility is just one way of determining the merit and fitness of an individual who wants to enter in the government service. It is just one of the requirements for appointment to a position. The appointing authority may set special requirements or qualifications such as psychometric and other tasks to fit the position to be filled. So personal administration is one of the many specialized fields of administration. It is considered its most important field. So personal administration could be viewed as the totality of concern with human resource of an organization. For others, it encompasses much more than the concern with people. As mandated by the Constitution of the Philippines, the Civil Service Commission is primarily responsible for the establishment and maintenance of a career service and the promotion of moral, efficiency, and integrity in the civil service in the Philippines. To facilitate the entry of competent and qualified personnel in the civil service, the Civil Service Commission is undertaking positive measures to improve its recruitment system.
And that ends our discussion. Thank you for listening, and we do hope that you've learned from it. Again, I am Rochelle Pineda together with JECAH Melendrez from BPA1. Thank you again.